Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, we're going to be covering all the latest hot topics in Transformers Earth Wars. Got a lot of small bits to go through today. One big subject I really want to go through, but a lot of little snippets of information that people might have missed, people might not have really read into. I think half of it you might know what's happening, but you might not have actually looked into it and thought, I can see where that's leading. So we're going to talk a bit about things that might be coming to the game, probably coming to the game, and what that means in the long term as well. But generally, we've got a kind of surprise for everyone. It might be a bit shocking, a bit of an announcement I need to make. We've got a bit of speculation. We've got some cool hard facts. And we've also got some cool things that are coming to the game soon. So we've got a bit of an action-packed stream this week. Lots of information to go through. And obviously, we want to say a big thank you to everyone out there who's joining me for the stream. So big thank you. So just want to start off with sort of saying that, lately in the game, there's been a lot of negativity. Let's be honest. A lot of negativity in the game, around the game, and things like that. And I understand it. I do, because the game's not going maybe where we think it should. And there's a few reasons for that. But I just want to say, guys, that, listen, don't get too stressed over it. I was probably in a place not too long ago where it was affecting maybe my home life and making a bit more stress than I need to be, and I made a few changes, sort of stepped back a bit, and I'm in a better place now than definitely than what I was. So if the game's getting a bit too much, guys, just take a backward step. I'm not saying you have to leave your alliance or anything like that, but maybe leave a few chats. Maybe not when you sort of you get to the point where you go to type and you go to rage, just stop yourself and thinking, you know what, I'm not going to comment, I'm going to leave it like that. You get into a few arguments with people, and just take a bit of a backward step, guys. Take a leaf out of my book, learn from my lessons maybe. But listen, guys, don't let the game, affect your home life. It's just a game at the end of the day. But I know we all get really passionate about the game, and we all get really excited about things, and we want this, and this needs to happen, and why is this happening, and this bug, that bug, whatever else. But it is just a game, guys. Remember that. So don't get too worked up about things. I was talking to a person today, and they were sort of saying that the game sort of made the mental state maybe not the best, and it's just sort of hit home a bit. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's not go there. Let's just treat it what it is. It is a game, so let's just treat it like that. But yeah, listen, I'm hopeful. And I said to Dale today in a playtest chat, I was like, listen, there is sort of three types of people in this game. There's people enjoying the game right now, and I think that most of the people enjoying the game are really right at the top or right at the bottom. Those new players enjoying the new things in the game and things like that. People at the top find the game quite easy, enjoying it. And then I think there's people that are just coasting in the game, basically. And I think they're just not really interested in the game, but they've invested a lot of money in the game, maybe a lot of time in the game, and they're just playing it and going through the motions. And then I think there's a little section there, I say a little section, I think a big section of people like me that right now realise that the game is not as good as it could be, but know it can be with changes. They do enjoy the game still, but they know it could be better. And fight for those sort of things that could make the game better. Have your own ideas and go and tell the apes. Don't be scared of saying, listen, this is what needs to happen. This can improve my game experience. And don't be scared of going and telling that, guys. And I think the majority of people could enjoy the game with a few little changes. I think a lot of it's from frustration from people. So yeah, listen, guys, go in the Discord chat, go and vent your frustrations. It's fine. Don't get too carried away with it though. Don't get too ranty like me, like I have in the past. Accept it what it is. It is a game. But like I said, don't be scared of going and giving your opinions, guys. What's the worst that can happen? You give your opinion, it gets noted down, or it doesn't, and hopefully we can sort of invigorate a bit of change in the game, because I don't think for a minute that the game is a million miles away from where it needs to be. Just a few important changes, which I will sort of go through a bit later on, that could make this game absolutely amazing again. Cool. Okay, so let's say a few hellos in the chat and see who we've got. So I want to say a big shout out, a big thank you to all my members as always. Big shout out to those people that are supporting me by being a member. And don't forget, guys, if you are even a basic member, you get access to a lot of videos that you might not be able to see if you're not a member. So someone hit me and said, how do we see these? And I presume they just go on there and they are available to members, don't get me wrong. But I'm not sure if you get notifications when they come live. Someone can sort of say in the chat and let me know if that's the case. But I do post videos regular. I'm starting going to my members chat and saying, listen, I posted some more videos, guys, go and check them out. Because I thought everyone got notifications, but someone said, I didn't even know this. So it's something good for members to go and look at. There's a good few videos there that aren't posted yet. I've got about 6 videos in the back catalogue that aren't posted yet, that I'll post over the next 2-3 weeks. So everyone gets to see them eventually, but you're going to have to wait if you're not a member. So don't forget, if you want to see my back catalogue of videos, we're making some more. Obviously, after this weekend, I think on Monday, I'm making another 3 or 4, posting them. So I tend to do that in batches every couple of weeks, post like 4 videos all at once. Go and look at them, guys. And then after that, sort of filter through as well. And then they post like 2-3 times a week to everyone else. But like I said, if you want to get, early access to those videos, consider becoming a member. And then my platinum members, they get put in for a draw every bi-monthly for a $30 gift card. So if you want to be in with a shout of that gift card as well, then you need to be a platinum member. I think Grind Time won the last 2. So considering Grind Time went a year without winning and won the last 2, it's his to lose. But yeah, consider being a member, guys. Support your content creators and hope we get something good out of it as well. But yeah, we've got Stay Puffed in the chat. We've got Lord Avix was number 2. We've got Venga Prime as well. We've got D-Deck 76. We've got Charlie Plays, who's just graduated. Congratulations. We've got Big Blade 297, Rob Newman, Penny Lancaster. We've got MD Prime, Jason Rowley. We've got Hellraiser. Thanks for joining, everyone. We've got Ultimate Phil, Ronald Van Holland as well. We've got my brother, Grind Time as well. We've got Smoked Cheese. Good to see you, buddy. We've got Illicit Pulse. We've got Chris Harmon. We've got Calvin. And I think that is everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So, yes, as always, we'll take a look at the newsletter and then go through some important topics that I'm going to talk about this week. So, Barwick Grind, week Ninibone, we're back on a new season 16. This week's event is called New Order. If you've not seen the band New Order, go and check them out. Really good band. From the 80s, from Manchester where I live, but yeah, sort of legendary around here. So really, really good band. That's what I thought of as soon as I seen the title of this week's event. So yeah, New Order. So yes, week 1 of the saga, we started afresh. So we've got a new Cyber Pass. We've got a new endurance event at the end of it. So congratulations to all those that got the 5-star bot last weekend. Congratulations to all those that got the 4-star bot. It's no small feat getting that 5-star bot, scoring that 87k. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money as well, if I'm honest with you. But most of the time it takes, you sort of put everything to the one side for that weekend and really grind it out. So fair play to you guys, and congratulations. And I hope you like Ariel. If you want to see my review of Ariel and Skylar, I was gonna mix it up then, but I actually know what it's called, so I'll be joking. But Ariel and Skylar, I want to go and check my review on them, put them through the paces. Then go and check that out. I do want to make a little announcement though that, it was a bit of confusion with some people who thought that Ariel and Skylar increased ability damage. She doesn't. Just keep that in mind, guys. It's just DPS. Just keep that in mind. So it's an individual totalizer for 10k. And the prizes available is 2,500 4-star shards, 7,500 3-star shards, some prems, a War for Cybertron skin core. Are they a bit outdated now, the War for Cybertron skin cores? I think so. I'm getting a lot of cons now. I think they need some new skin cores. Some Troop XP items, 200,000 spark, and some alloy and energy, which is always helpful in the current HU18 stage, to help you upgrade your items. So I think most people are pretty much fully maxed now. But HQ 18 should be out there thereabouts. Finishing off your last few defenses. So I presume in testing will start on phase 3 soon, and we'll try and talk a bit about that later on as well, and what I expect to come. The usual scattering of rewards throughout, up to 10k, so a nice chilled event. You can probably smash this out in one day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Then next weekend's event is a 2 mil point event. Now, when this was announced, I was a bit happy and a bit frustrated as well. So we've said for a long time now that, you know, we don't want these big events soon after endurance events, but the apes have said we want one big alliance event. Personally, I would rather have the big event halfway through the saga, and then you've got a nice break in between. But I think people voted for it, saying they wanted an individual halfway through or something. I'm not too sure exactly what happened with it, but all I know is what I asked for and what I sort of put forward. And I just think that a 2 mil event 2 weeks after an endurance is a bit much, if I'm honest. But there are some good prizes on up for grabs. They have increased the prime core shards to 8,000. I would rather have had it 4,000 for a million, if I'm honest with you. But 8,000 shards, I get that those that have fell behind a bit with the prime core shards are more inclined to do the 2 mil points. So it's probably a good thing that they've put them in there, because it means more available to people. So good luck to them, I suppose. You know, there will be people that do want to compete in that and do want to get them prime core shards and are a bit behind some of the others. So I kind of get putting more prime core shards in there for, you know, for those people. 2,000 5-star combat shards. I feel like we've not had a good 5-star combat event for a while, so it's good to have that. 5,000 4-star shards, 15,000 3-star shards, and some prems as usual. 200 premium combat chips, so you're going to get shards through that as well, so that's not too bad. 300,000 of each spark, so again, that's pretty good. And then 200 random power core chips. Well, a bit meh. You know, again, the fact you get random power cores, and then the chance of getting a G metal with inside that, and then the chance of getting a specific one that you need inside that as well for 2 million points. It's I don't like them random power core chips, I'm honest with you. I just find that, you know, you might get 10 G metals from it, and half the time the ones that you don't even need. You know, people want specific ones. Most people, I presume at the very top level especially, are looking for like maybe one specific G metal, and the chance of getting that in those is very low. But the rest of the awards are pretty good, if I'm honest with you. 2 mil's a bit high for me. 1.5 mil I think would have been decent enough. You know, where you don't have to really spend as much. But 2 mil sort of requires spending. 2 weeks after an endurance event, I just don't think it's fair on people really to expect them to spend 2 weeks after they spent for an endurance. But is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, and they have reduced the prestiges. Remember the last prestige last saga, and it had so many rewards that you'd log in and you'd be like, clear that one, 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 clear that one. And then for me anyway, it stopped, and I go, alright, it stopped. And I go into the battle and it start again, and it start. I'm like, oh god, there was too many prizes on offer. They needed to consolidate that, and rather than having 10 sparks, just have one. So they've actually done that. They've actually listened to this, which is very good, and consolidated the prestiges. So now it's just 20 prestiges rather than like 200. So yeah, a lot better. But I just hope, and that's what I said to Dale, that we had this conversation last year, and we said let's not have 200 prestiges. Keep it to a low prestige and combine them. And they did that. And then obviously over time they started doing it again, and we get the same complaints. Just make a note: no more 200 prestige events. Write it off. Nope, don't do it, and let's just move on. You know, I've always said I'm a big fan of mistakes happen. You've got to try some things. If it doesn't work out, make amendments, and don't copy that same mistake again. Change the way you work, and you know, you just need to make note of that really, and you know, stop doing these sort of things where they've made an amendment because something's not worked, and then making the same mistake again a bit down the line because they forgot. So yeah, Good change though. No battle zones apply, and then we've got some game updates and information about some new combat bots for Star Saber and Defosaurus. So for the last 6 months or so, the A's been saying there's something good coming for Star Saber, and we thought it was probably the 5-star. We thought that yeah, they're going to be able to equip more combats, and we thought that would fix them. Well, maybe not. But we're going to talk a bit about this later on, what I expect from this, and what it could mean for, Star Saber and Defosaurus, and whether it will fix them or not. But yeah, Victory Dio and Tiger Chest coming soon, in about 3 weeks' time. No, is it 3 weeks' time? Yeah, 3 weeks' time, I think, yeah. And then we have some new skins available. Slingshot and Hook G2. So looking pretty cool. I'm not a fan of some of the skins. If I'm honest with you, the last two, the Cosmos and Mind Wipe, pretty awful, if I'm honest with you. Didn't like the Christmas Optimus Prime one, the Christmas Megatron one. Weren't a big fan. I like the idea behind it, but not a big fan. But I do like these. They look cool. Good choice in the G2 ones. So, yeah, let's be honest. These skins are aesthetic only. That's all they are. So they need to be aesthetically pleasing. They don't give any benefit. If that Cosmos skin made Cosmos really good, I'd consider equipping it. But it doesn't. It's just aesthetic. So it's just sat there. I've not even equipped it, if I'm honest with you. So, obviously, a new saga and new prizes in with the Cyber Pass. They've created a Transformers Reddit as well, so go and check that out. Obviously, go and check out your content creators, Engineer Hoist, FreeZS Max, myself, and Sunstreaker Wozza. Then we've got a picture of Moon Racer from Skynet. Skynet? And then we've got Lennox, I think it is, with a picture of Optimus Prime. Very bright colours. And then bug fixes. They have fixed bugs. They fixed bugs. So obviously we had the fix for Nightstick and Fracas last week. So hopefully that can... I think that's been fixed now, I'm pretty sure. But you know what, guys? Like I said last week, they've tried to fix something and it's not gone to plan and they've reverted it. And you can't really be mad at that. You can't be mad at that. And I sort of said to some people, even in playtest and in a few chats that I'm in, where people are like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, listen, what do you want? Do you want them to try and fix bugs and maybe fail or not fix anything? And it just get worse and worse and worse. At least they're trying to fix things, guys. If they try and fix things, that's the way programming is in every single game. You might fix something as an effect on something else and changes something in some way, because everything's sort of linked to something else. And we saw that with the shark buff, when they buffed the sharks, and then obviously the shark boost went through the roof when they changed the point defense beam of a bot or something, and all of a sudden the HQ core was doing 10 times the damage, the HQ defense beam core. So, these things do happen, but as long as they act quickly and revert it, then, fair enough. You can't be too mad. They try something to make the game better and failed, and that happens. But at least they're trying. At least I'll say that. Cool. And that is the news. So let's just go into the chat and see what's been being talked about in the chat. Where are we going? Let's go back. Like I thought, the apes have paid off Sunstreaker. Why? Don't know why you think they pay me off. Let's suppose chosen not to log in as much due to bugs. There's not as many bugs as you think. There's a lot of small bugs, but I don't know. The game isn't as good because the apes are such Scrooges on rewards and prizes. They act like it's gold. It's very hard. It is. So, no matter how much they give of a resource, we're always going to want more. We always are as players. That's natural in any single game. You always want to get more. So, at what point do you not give them more? So it's hard. Combat Spark, I agree. They do need to increase that. I think War Rewards need a bit of a rework. Again, I'm going to talk about this later on now as well. But you know, it's quite hard. It is, if I'm honest with you. But they are being stingy on some. Like 5-star shards, doing brilliant with. Even Spark. Energy on Alloy, doing really well with. All these resources. I get making Zen rare. I understand that. Cause it's just XP. But obviously there is always something for improvement. MD Prime been coasting with the Cyberpass. Cyberpass is good though still. I know some people sort of kicked off a bit in Cybertron about the Cyberpass, and they're like, it's still good value, to be honest with you. Yeah, oh yeah, they've made raids bi-weekly, haven't they? What do you think about that? Let me know in the chat. Good move, bad move? Yeah, should they do other things as well? Should they make endurance? Not endurance, elimination bi-weekly as well. So, something to think about. MD Prime, want to be a member, but couldn't even figure out how. You literally just go to our main page, and there's a box there that says become a member. You just click on that, and just go a member. Plain and simple, honestly. Chris Tarman, no, I didn't change time. So I did change times a few weeks ago because of daylight savings. I just have to, sadly. But then obviously when daylight savings comes next October, it will go back again to the other time. So it is a nightmare, if I'm honest with you, because the American daylight savings changed this a different time than the UK. So it is a bit of a nightmare for me, because when it does change, it means I'm streaming at like 10 o'clock at night, and it's just a bit late. But obviously the same time for you guys, so it is quite difficult really. But no, the time's not changed. And it'll be this time now for the next 5 months till we change again. And it happens, you know what, it happens every time. Since I was streaming, and it happens every single time. But it is what it is, sadly. Oh, just want to say as well that I had a problem last week with my PC shutting down midway through stream. It actually happened when I was setting up the stream today. I had to reset my PC. I think I found the problem. I think I've sorted it. It's something I need to sort out longer term really, because it needs more hardware. A hardware change even. It's something inside my PC that's causing it. Nothing big. I don't want to get into the details of it, because if you don't know anything about PCs, it's boring for you. But I do need to make some change in my PC to sort of solve that. It's just come from the upgrade that I did. I need to upgrade again. But yeah, if it does shut off, I'll be coming back and streaming straight away, guys. So don't go anywhere. I'll come back to the same stream. It'll be just, give me a few minutes and reset again, if it happens. Yeah, there's a posters for, yes, New Order are classic Manchester. They are. So many favourite bands. Stone Roses, New Order. Yes, James. Yes. Some great Manchester bands out there. And just to sidetrack 1 minute. So basically, 2 weeks ago, we used to go to festivals every year and things like that. And when we were a bit younger, and as we got kids, we stopped going as much. And we said between our friends, like, we tend to go out like 4 or 5 times a year for each other's birthdays and things like that. We don't see as much since we've had kids, see as much of each other as we did. But we tend to try and get out every now and again for birthdays and things like that, and get together. So we said, we need to do something, some kind of thing, like an event or something together. So we went actually to a tribute festival of all Manchester bands. It was a brilliant day. I was quite drunk. But yeah, it was a brilliant day. So obviously tribute bands, but like Stone Roses, Oasis, James, the Cortinas. If you haven't heard of any of them, go and check them out. Great Manchester bands. If you're into sort of like that sort of indie sort of music, not like hard rock, but like Oasis, if you like that, then you'll love all them that sort of bands. So yeah, go and check them out. Anyway, Grandtown, we don't need any skin calls, we need bug fixes. They are working on them, to be fair, they are. And you can probably tell that I'm a bit happier because they are making a few changes and trying to fix bugs, which I'm happy about. But again, more about that in a minute. Maybe Dale can make skin calls, got nothing to do, right? Well, actually, Dale's actually doing some programming, trying to fix the bugs. That's what he's actually trying to do, to be fair to him. Chris Hammers, but I love big events, man. The prizes are awesome. No one is forcing you to finish it. Yeah, I kind of get that, But I just think it's all about. So I'm a big fan of that. Once you set prime calls at a certain cost, that is the cost people expect. So when we did, I think it was like 5,000. think it was 5,000. I think they did a 25k event. I might be wrong on that. You've set that price as 5,000 for 25k. That's what you've set it as. So once they started doing 5k for like a 1.5 million event, I'm like, hang on a minute. You can't have the 25k one week and it's 37.5k the next week. It's not really fair. So yeah, set the price. It's done. Valomat Hollands, you're doing 50k. I'm actually got quite a few. I think I've got about 10k Prime Core shards. We'll talk about that everyone as well. I've got lots to talk about. Remind me if I forget anything because I've got lots to talk about. MD Prime, I'm easily doing 15k a day during events now with the Cyber Pass, so it's nice, easy event. Yeah, decent. I did about 12k free to play for 2 days, which I was surprised at because I've never played free to play. And I did plan on doing the 37k free to play completely, but then I was like, no, listen, I need pipes. I need pipes leveling. I'm not doing it. So I level pipes up to level 66. Penn Lancaster, apes are getting greedier. I don't think they're getting greedier. Let's be honest, the way it used to be was ridiculous. The drop rates and the amount talk to level a bot. I don't think they're getting greedier. I just think they're trying to rein in some resources a bit because they've got a bit too lenient maybe in some respects. What else? Erods, welcome to the stream. Valhalla stream as well. Welcome to the stream, guys. Let's have a look. What else? Valhalla streams, but I was going to skip the side pass in protest. If you're going to skip anything, don't skip the side pass. It's such good value. Skip an event or something. But they put I think they put combiner thing in it. Yeah. It's not fair to have small events. So just to sort of put something out there that I've done a lot of homework on this, basically watching the Varsity videos. I've said it a few times to go and check them out. You'll understand a lot of why they do things more. It's quite informative and it teaches you how the not just this game but games in general sort of work their schedules. And this is when I sort of go mad at these 2 million point events, because you know what? There's two kinds of burnout in this game. There's actual burnout of the game, and then there's monetary burnout. Two different things. You can really smash it, and then eventually put so much money into the game that you get monetary burnt out. You think, oh my god, I spent so much on this game. But then you obviously have burnout from just playing the game too much. I could be free to play even, you know. But sometimes you've got to force people to have a break. And you've got to put these 10k events in where you're like, listen, we're going to put a 10k event in, go and relax. You've had a big weekend, go and relax. We don't want you to spend all weekend on the game. We want you to take it easy or smash it out on one day and have the rest of the weekend to relax. You know, and I get that, I do. And they've got to force people to do that, sadly. That's just for their own good. And so I get that. So they are going to do that. And the weeks in between, I understand. But my problem is putting them prime core shards that are pretty essential in a 2 million event. I don't think that's really fair, really. Put some optional rewards in there, not essential rewards. But I get that people are going to want to do. But again, that's the argument of forcing people to play a certain event because that resource is required in the game. So I get it though, either way. See, Mike Blaze put meh on the bi-weekly raid. They're so easy, doesn't matter. Yeah, I kind of thought that. I'm not going to lie. When they first announced it, I was like, that's a good move, to be fair. It's helping burnout, lower participation on them, and it gives you more time to do other things. I was like, hang on a minute. I don't even bother with raids. I haven't played them, so it's not going to help me at all. Like, well, I think that's applicable to a lot of people, so it's not going to make much difference, really. But yeah. Matt Polo, regarding the side pass, the combiner skip only does time, but the bot skip does the cost. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, especially with so many, obviously so many combiners in the game, that spark doesn't go far. Terracon Gaming, what's up? Thanks for joining. They said they've been working on them for years. Working on what? I don't know that. Like time, let me know. Oh yeah. So Galleon support, not a major, but I hate having to close the event screen 10 times. That's what I mean. There's a lot of small bugs like that, and you're like, oh, that could be fixing. You know, the big ones like obviously Optimus Prime not working and replays. I've given up on them really. Been there so long. I'd love some more Spark. Chris Hammond's put. Adam, how's it going? Good to see you, buddy. Old friend of mine from the TFL days. TFL days, you know, Adam, Garrett, who comes in the stream. Old friends of mine. So yeah, good to see him in the chat. Adam's put, they need to fix the Zen Awards in elimination zones, and only zones worth doing are 14 plus because that zone is 10k. They dropped to 4k. Yeah, I mean, I think most people can sort of smash it out in zone 14, especially with a combine if needs be. It is a big jump though, but I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's hard for me because obviously I battle in zone 15 for Zen, so I don't even drop to 14, so it's quite hard for me. I talk a lot about going from 14 to 15, the benefits of that, and why you would go in 14 and 15. And I've done a video on that not so long ago on Elimination Bowl, getting the most out of it. So go and check that out, guys. But I kind of get there is a massive drop after that. But is that to encourage you to go into 14? I don't think 14 is that hard of a zone. I don't know. But again, Adam, you know more than me, like I said. So Adam took a bit of a break from the game. He's come back. It's good to see some old players coming back, and good to see him, obviously. So yeah. Oh, bugs work on bugs for years. Yeah, they always will. They always will work on bugs. It's how quick they fix them. So the biggest one I've got mad over was trip up, because they fixed it and it broke, and they fixed it and it broke, and they fixed it and it broke, and they fixed it and it's broke, and it's like, come on. Come on now, get this sorted. So I just put the amount of Zen needed to upgrade buildings, especially the third research. Yeah, that I haven't opened that third research slot because it is expensive. That's where in the economy they do overprice things. I definitely agree with that. They definitely overpriced new things. I mean, they make a Supreme part when they brought the 5-star bot into the Shanix. I think you got like, is it 2k a week then back then? I can't remember now. But yeah, they do overprice things when it first comes out. The shards to rank up, everything's just massively overpriced. They go too cautious. And even these prime core shards and defense being 7.5k, it should have been 5k if we're honest. Just overpricing things, man. But yeah, definitely overpriced stuff when it first comes out. And yeah, I know like that Zen was put in place to slow people down, but I think that they could obviously go back and look at that and reduce that maybe. But I understand with, you know, doing these slow upgrades at HQ18, it's been a lot better than HQ17 was. I think less, well, maybe the same amount of people have left, but I don't think people have left because of the HQ18 upgrades. Other things maybe, but anyway. And they keep it overpriced forever too. Well, Smoke Cheese, what they tend to do is they keep it at that price, and then they increase the availability of that resource over time. So Zen obviously gets more available, the more bots you level, so it becomes easier. I think Zen farming is easy. When I first started doing Zen farm, I was like, oh my god, I just got 200k this week. Now, if I get less than 350, then I've had a poor week. So, you know, the resource becomes more available, like the 5-star shards for Omega, they become more available now. So, in effect, the price drops without dropping the price. That makes sense. It tends to do that more. Yeah, Matt Polish put it was 1k per week. Yeah, so that 50k was like, what? 50 weeks to get a 5-star bot. I know it's free, but 50 weeks. And then obviously over time they increase the amount of Shanix. So that's how they work it rather than reducing the price. So yeah. Yes, I've been feeling that's a good point. You know, I can deal with the small bot. It's the tweaking with good bots I'm having issues with. Definitely got a good point there, especially that Skid's nerf. So that's definitely a point. So we're gonna go into the game. So what I'll do is I'll give it a minute and I'll have a chat, and we'll see if you guys can notice the big news coming up soon. So in this past week, so I made a big change in the game. Something been coming for quite a while, and I'm not gonna sit here and sort of badmouth that thing. Don't give it away too much. But I've been toying with this for quite a while now. Friend of me that I talked to sort of suggested this. I was like, I don't really know, really. I like the idea, I don't like the idea. There's reasons to do it, there's reasons not to. And I was a bit sort of like, I don't know. But there's something inside of me that I spoke to in the past when I first started this game that sort of rang true a bit. You know, that, I've always wanted to try this, but obviously, because the amount of, effort and time I put into my account, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So, I've actually made a jump from TF. I am no longer in TF. So I have actually joined my good friend Tex. So want to say a big shout out to the Horde guys that have welcomed me to their alliance. So yes, guys, I am now a Horde member. Crazy, I know. So yeah, I'm an unofficial Decepticon now. So yeah, like I said when I first sort of started this game, I chose Decepticon. What to be Decepticon? Love Devastators, a few bots, love Soundwave, and although lots of Prime's alright and B's alright, I have my favourites on that side still. But there is more cons where I'm like, yeah, he's proper cool. Rumble, really cool bot in that first G1 episode. And I just think there's more cons that are cool, if we're honest. So I actually chose con. I don't want to go over the story again. Friends were bots. Said, listen, what you been a con for? And I thought, oh, come and join you. Doing no. You've got to be a bot if you want to come and play with us. So let's got rid of that account. I'd love to know where that account was now. Imagine. But yeah, obviously still at HQ4 probably. But got rid of that account, started a bot account, and then the rest is history, so to speak. So always a bit of a con at heart. So it's good to go and join a con alliance. Even for a while, thought of going joining Scorched, and this is like back in years ago, really. But obviously, when they first brought out, well, not years ago, when they first brought out Cross Faction. But obviously, Tex was a big part of that. So big shout out to Tex for sort of organise it, things like that. Sort of hit him up saying, "Listen, I want to try something a bit new, be a bit more invigorating in the game," and yeah. So Horde DJD joined them with an aim to going into Horde. And yes, listen, come over to Horde DJD, shows what you've got. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm confident that I can do that, confident that I can show you my scores are good, and I belong in Horde maybe. So yeah, I'm willing to do that, and it's good for the channel maybe to sort of show the con side more, because as an Autobot you get a bit lazy, and I'm not too bad with bots. It's more the combats I struggle with. Which Autobot combats is the same as the con one, so it spurred me on to try and complete my walls as well. So again, a bit more invigorated in the game, something new, something refreshing, and yeah, we'll see how it works out. I mean, I'm very hopeful. Like I said, a very good alliance, very good family. As I said, they really made me feel welcome. Was funny in that chat. A few digs at the YouTube channel, which you always sort of get, no matter what alliance you're in. So yeah, it's like, yeah, brush that off. I was like, yeah, do one. But yeah, it's good. What I mean? It's good change. And yeah, they did welcome me, and I got a lot of messages saying, thanks, Wozza, welcome to the Horde. And yeah, hopefully we can smash some wars together. So an unofficial con. So I actually did a bit of trolling to Dale. So Dale, there's a bit of a bug on my game. Whenever I open the Alliance tab, it goes purple. And for a minute, Dale went quiet. I was like, oh, please don't tell me he's actually looking into this bug like it's real. And then he's like, yeah, didn't you know that if you join a con alliance, it does go purple? I was like, yeah, I know that, Dale. It was a joke, but it was lost on you. Never mind. So, yeah. Wozza is an unofficial Decepticon. So, yeah. Welcome to the dark side, so to speak. There was a few clues. If you look at the thumbnail back, made the thumbnail purple. Obviously, a picture of Megatron. So we did a few adjustments to sort of give a bit of a clue. But yeah, again, big thank you to the Horde guys for welcoming me into their alliance and being welcoming as well. And hopefully we can smash some wars. Currently in a war against S7 and Mega. It literally started just as I was setting up the stream. So I'll be hopefully getting a 300 in that. Fingers crossed. Get that start with a good average, hopefully. Cool. So, let's have a quick look in at the chat. Jed Prime, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Do I know which CM is leaving? He's already left. It was actually Fabian. So Fabian is gone and been replaced with Jesse. I thought Jesse was alright. I think he came across alright in the stream. Yeah, and hopefully he did a good job, and hopefully yeah, he can improve the game in some way. Don't know much about the guy, honestly, yeah. Information is quite tight. I think they're just looking after him because he's a new person. Don't want to scare him off. But yeah, he seemed quite knowledgeable when they talked about the new bot. He was confident talking about it and stuff like that. So hopefully Jesse is a good addition to the game and lasts a bit longer than George did. Fabian wasn't a community manager. I don't think there's a community manager leaving. Or is Dale becoming a programmer? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I know that there is a new game coming out. That's what Fabian's gone to. There's a new game they're developing. So I don't think it'll be Earth Wars. I think Dale's here to stay. I think hopefully. Although you like or not Dale, whatever, but he has done a lot for the game. To be fair to him, and he did help the game a lot. So you can't be too mad at him, and so he has done a lot. So Chris Harmon, yes, I am in with Freeze. So two content creators in the Horde now. So yeah, the Horde grows. Lord Avix has put. So yeah. Matt Pauly, be careful, you war scores. You don't want to slip and be into the Horde. Yeah, there's some crazy guys down there. I'm not gonna lie. I said that in the chat today. I was like, there's some mad guys in here, but it's good fun. It's good. Mercenary, welcome aboard to the cons. We get the superior combined Trophedicus and Galvatron. Well, basically, we have nothing else going for us. That's pretty much true, really. Yeah. Well, they just walk out your office there at 8HQ. I actually had that in the chat. Yes, I think it was a few days ago. Someone said like, when you had the new squad slots or something, when you change Titans, I think they said, is the shuttle gonna change colour? And I was like, nope. And they went, why not? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not a designer. I couldn't tell you. I'm just telling you it doesn't work that way. I'm not a designer. Don't shoot me. And people still get confused with that. People still think that I'm paid by Spaceship. I'm one of the apes and I have a control in the game. I'm like, no, listen, I have an influence by doing content, but I don't make any decisions whatsoever. Sadly. Jim Prance, that was okay to me, but I'm scared they have given him power to change wars. I know, but if I'm honest with you, I don't think the other apes have got the time to do that. And it's either give it to Dale and he make some adjustments, which we're going to talk about later on. Again, it's on the list. Or it doesn't get changed. So I'm hopeful. But yeah. And any updates on Lions HQ? They did say it would be due soon and they might do another stream, but no news at all. Not even in testing yet. So they might have had a few bugs or something. Okay. So, all you guys know, watch my channel regular. I love a bit of skank raiding. Love it. I think it ties in a bit with the Horde, that sort of mentality. But I love a bit of skank raiding. And I just want to say to people that, I had a discussion with someone in Cybertron in the Discord chat once about this, and I've got the fuel cell cap increase already done, dusted. I've got it for the first weekend, and I get people going like, "How have you got 200 points within the first few hours?" And I'll be honest with you, you've got two choices: medals or not. That's basically it, guys. If you are super reliant on medals and you enjoy getting medals and you are at the top of that sort of medal leaderboard, then sadly, skank raids ain't for you because you're going to lose medals doing this. But very simply, as soon as that Cyber Pass hits, take your longest range bots into Zone 16, the Prime League zone, and go and hit one resource builder. Now, personally, I would say to you guys, Energon, you tend to use less because you charge up your shield gen. So I personally go for alloy, and just hit the alloy storages with your Titan, with your one bot if you can, or two, whatever it takes. Get through them 50 cells, and usually if you can destroy all those alloy storages in, you know, that time frame of them 50 cells, that's what, 10 battles, you'll tend to get 27.5 mil. There or thereabouts. If you don't let your cells regen a bit, and the next 5 battles or so, you definitely will, guys. You get a lot of 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil bases in there, 3.5 mil sometimes. So I think I did my first 50 as soon as the side pass hit, and I think I got around 19 million. I had 8 mil to get. I let my cells regen a bit, up to like 20 odd, smashed them out, and then I literally got like 26 mil. I was like, oh my god. Left it to one more battle. The next battle I did, I got enough. I only needed 1 more mil. I just needed a half decent base, and I got like a 3 mil base actually. And yeah, you know, and then I had enough alloy as well to do some walls. So I did a couple of walls. So I got like 40 million alloy from those battles. And so what I did in preparation for that this morning, did a few more battles than I would do normally to get some medals in the bank. I think I've lost about 15, 16 medals I've lost. But I gained about 20 before that by doing some normal raids with like 4 or 5 bots. So go and check out my Skank Raid video. It gives you a lot of tips on bots to use, things like that. Go and have a look at that, guys. It's a great way to get that fuel cell perk bonus, whatever you want to call it, on day 1, ready for the weekend, especially in the UK, because it hits us like 4 or 5 p.m. in the UK, and so you don't have a lot of time to get that fuel cell increase before the event starts. So, you know, it's a very good method, guys, like I said, for getting that. So don't start this weekend's event. I know it's 10k, but make it even easier by starting with 75 fuel cells rather than 50. Go check out that Skank video, and yeah, you know, help yourself in the game, guys. Autobot Phil, I despise Skank raiding, despise it. If you don't win the battle, you shouldn't get any rewards. Hey, listen, I didn't say it was right or wrong, but hey, it's there to use. Chris Harmon, Skank raids are awesome. They are awesome. I love a bit of Skank raid. And you know what? The only time I do Skank raids is on this day, and I kind of look forward to it. It's more like a troll thing, because you go and get someone's base, and someone goes, "Hey, I won this battle. I got a medal. Let's go and check it out." And they just see me just going, "Yep, thank you, thank you. I'll take that alloy. Thank you." So yeah. MD Brown, I do that all week to max my resources. Yeah, I don't do it all week, but yeah. Chatlet players, but I just combine it. Yeah, you can use a combine as well. I think I cover that in the Skank Raid video. So yeah, again, go and check it out. But yeah, everyone have a holders, but medals for me, yeah, fair enough. Listen, it's down to you. That's fine. But you can do this weekend with 50 cells. It's no hard, you know, hard feat really doing 10k on 50 cells. But you know, if you got 75, it makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Bit of free time. What's what Phil's put? If I try to steal from your house, but you shoot me dead, my family doesn't get to keep the things I tried to steal. That's brilliant. I like that. That's brilliant. I love it. Yeah, Grind has put Warpath, Elite Cup. Yeah, there's loads of bots. Go and check out the video. I don't give too much away. Go and look at the video if you want to know. But yeah. So on to Deathosaurus, and on to I've even forgot the name of the other one now. But we'll bring this back up again dead quickly. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Oh, Tiger Chest. I need to learn these new ones. So Victory Leo and Tiger Chest. So obviously we got Star Saber in playtest. We all had 101 ideas on how to improve Star Saber. And then the apes come out and went, right, we've decreased cost. I'm like, what? What? Is that it? I'm like, yeah, something cool's coming. I'm like, it needs to be pretty cool. And I mean, like, game-changing cool. So in chat today, we're talking about these changes and going, listen, you can give him ability 11. You can give him a new specific combat. You can give him a G1 core, bot-specific core maybe as well. I don't think that's going to fix him. I'm kind of in that camp. Don't think that all these things will fix Star Saber. I don't think they're going to make him that good. He's got a long way to go to be relevant in primary hard mode. And I think the problem isn't that. I think the problem is that he's very good at lower levels. Quite OP, if I'm honest with you, at like the HQ 14, 15 sort of time. But then again, if you've got a 4-star Cyber Saber at a high level on your zone, your HQ 14, 15, then good luck to you. Why not? Like, give a bit of an easy way to level box and an easy way to take out bases. And you can work something out. I don't know. But I just don't think it's really that much of an issue. But something hit me when I was sort of looking at this. So I'm not too sure. Like, I've not seen any talk about this in any charts. I was like, has no one really looked at this properly and like worked it out? So it says here that Victory Leo is a raging force of nature, almost elemental in the way he can go from naught to apocalyptic in a matter of seconds. So nothing giveaway there, especially when in sync with V-Lock. Okay, that's the bit that I think people need to sort of remember. And then further on to Tiger Chest, he also has the sharpest optics of all the combat bots and is proud that the fact he never misses. In combination with the LMD cannon, he is a mini weapon of mass destruction. So combination with the LMD cannon, in sync with the V-Lock. Now this could mean a few things. It could mean that we're going to have a combat that transforms. So I don't mean like when the bot dies, like the thing yet. We've already kind of got one like that in Sidetrack and Growl. We've kind of got something that transforms. What if it could do it on a whim? As in like, we could choose when to transform it. I mean, that would be pretty game changing. That's honest with you. I don't think the game changing for Star Saber, but in terms of specific combats, that'd be pretty cool. But honestly, I think that might be slightly out of their tech range. So then you got to think, are they getting two for the price of one? Is Star Saber getting a gun and a companion? So that one combat is two. Either way, this is what I think is the cool thing they are talking about. Will it make Star Saber relevant? I don't think so. Is it cool? Oh yeah, super cool. This opens the door for all these sort of bots that haven't got their own combat yet to having these specific combats. And I feel like we've slowly built up to this with the kunai for Wheeljack. I don't think it worked well, but the specific combat was aimed at that. I think they were testing the water for this, if I'm honest with you. I thought that they've done that to see how we would be receptive to that. And then you've got Sidetrack and Growl. And again, I think they brought that out thinking, we've got this in the works. Let's see if we can make a combat that does that and test if it works or not. Well, we can do that. Now, again, we have no control over when Sidetrack and Growl transforms. If we could transform this combat, that'd be pretty cool. But again, I'm not sure. I personally, I'll go on record and say, I think, personally, we'll get two. Star Saber will be able to hold a gun, finally, rather than his sword. And also, you'll have a companion as well. That's what I think. I think that would be pretty cool, really, be able to equip two combats in essence. A gun combat and a companion as well. How that's balanced is up to the playtesters, so we'll go from there. But I've always said that if you're making a specific core or specific combat, it needs to be damn good. Damn good. You know, G1 core should be the core you go to. If there's a G1 core, I say G1, but if it's a G1 core for Defosaurus and for Star Saber, you should be thinking, I need that G1 core. That G1 core is the only core for this bot. The only core. I don't want to put Megatronus on it. I don't want to put Onyx on or Micronus or the Prime Core or anything else. I need that core to go on this bot. And not make them OP, but borderline OP. To the point where you're like, I have got to get that core. And that's how G1 cores should be. And same with specific combats. And that's my criticism of Kunai. That it was alright. And for Wheeljack it was alright. It should have made Wheeljack the healer. It should have got to a point where you're like, listen, I don't have Wheeljack. I mean, I do, but I mean, for other people, I don't have Wheeljack, but this makes me want to go and get him and get this combat just because it is crazy good. It should have made Wheeljack on par with maybe Minerva. That good, like, wow. With this combat and Wheeljack, he becomes the best healer in the game, probably. And it didn't do that. It was a far stretch from that. And specific combat, specific cores, they should be the best in class for that bot. And that's where I'm hoping they're going with it. Again, a lot of balancing to do. And I'm hopeful, and I really hope that we're not let down with this if that's where they're going with this. Because it's a whole new element in a way. Having bots that can have both a companion and a gun. I'm all for it. All for it. It's something new and refreshing. It's the next level of evolution for combats. Will we get ranks of combats? Who knows? I'm saving my shards just in case. But I feel like this is the next level in the game. I'm hoping. I mean, let's be honest. I could be talking absolute nonsense. I'm half the time right with these things, half the time wrong. I could be talking absolute nonsense, and it could just come out, and it's just a companion. And that's it. But it said something pretty cool, and just anything we've got already is not cool. Just a specific combat is not very cool. Come on, Spacey. Don't let us down. Make this cool. That is my message to you. Make this cool. What's everyone saying in the chat? What does everyone think of this? Grind time Star Saber will break for the next 2 years. Smoked cheese. I think it'll turn into companion when Saber dies. I hope not. I really hope not. I don't like companions that work when a bot dies. I don't plan on my bots dying ever. I start with 8. I want to finish with 8. I don't plan around it dying. So if I attack with my team and it works like it should, and that bot stays alive for the entirety of the battle, then that gives me 0 benefit. I don't plan to lose a bot. Don't do that. I hate. What do you guys think? But me personally, I hate combats like that only work when a bot dies. I don't like the fact that Titans work like that. That your bots get an effect when the Titan dies. It should be you get this effect while your Titan's alive. Once your Titan dies, you lose that effect. I don't like things that depend on negative things in the game. It makes no sense to me. I think the only bot specific core I can think of that's better than the prime cores is Tarantulas and Rhinoc. Agreed, yeah. Again, you get that bot, you want that G1 core, it's going on that bot. Skid's core, that's better as well. Skids has to have his G1 core. What else? Again, there's not many. That's what I mean. Like, we did a video, popular opinions. That obviously come back. Go and check the videos out, guys. More of them available to my members. But with the unpopular opinions, G1 cores are trash, and pretty much really. There's very few that are like crazy good. Perceptor's another one, very good, but not all of them are, and they should be. Runner Van Holland Max Stegosaurus last weekend, decent. He's supposed to be a triple changer. He's not that small. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Wasn't Vic? See, I'm not up on this sort of line of Transformers. I'm very much G1, I'm honest with you. Watched a few of the other things, but very much G1 orientated. But I played Battle Tactics, and Victory Leo was a truck and transformed into Optimus Prime. Have I got that wrong? Is that a different series? I don't know. Let me know in the chat again. But yeah. What else? Adam Lee, be a weapon for him to use in bot mode. That would be pretty good if you use the bot. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, no, because it doesn't transform for long enough. Oh, when you transform, it comes on the thing. Again, there's a lot of good ideas, a lot of better ideas. Again, they've said that something cool coming for Star Saber, giving him a gun and the lion or the tiger comes out when he dies, that's not very good for me. Yeah, challenge players put me in for defense aspect. Yeah, but defense, for me, I've always said this, you should always prioritize attack over defense. You attack so many times a day, defense once, twice a day, and then in wars once, twice a month. Attack should always be prioritized. Nothing wrong with bringing out a bot sometimes that's decent on attack but very good on defense, but don't target defense specifically. Doesn't really work that well. But yeah, hopeful for Saber and Defosaurus. So yeah. What else? So again, something else. So I said in Cybertron chat that I think Dale is the Tom Holland of Transformers Earth Wars, because he keeps giving away little snippets of stuff. So looking at Cyberpass, obviously we've got Slingshot there, picture of Slingshot. I'm hopeful this is still here. So we've got Slingshot and Hook there. But for those that were eagle-eyed, those were not the original pictures that were given for this Cyberpass. What was actually shown was Scrapper and Powerglide. So Dale was kind of giving away something that, was, planned for the next Cyberpass or one after that. So G2 skins. But you gotta watch yourself. You've got Slingshot and Powerglide, who were original members of Superion. Maybe not in the game, but original. You've got Hook and Scrapper, who are original members of Devastator and are in the game. And Devastator and Superion match up, as in are the same combiners in the game. So is this a way for the apes to finally bring out G2 skins for combiners? Everyone's been asking for skins for combiners, and the apes have gone, nope, not possible, it's not going to happen. Have they actually worked it out? Kept it quiet under the radar, and now Dale's let it slip, or maybe Pyro or whoever did the artwork, whatever, decided to put this in. Have they actually let it slip that we're getting G2 combiner skins? Pretty cool, if we're honest with you. Again, nothing big in the game, not going to make a massive change. But, something that's been asked for quite a while is skins for combiners. So, I would like to see a G2 skin, especially for Devastator. I think he does look pretty cool in that G2 skin. And hopefully for the other ones as well, we might see more skins for the other combiners coming out over the next whatever. And maybe there'll be more ways to get skins, because we've talked about getting past skins. I can't see him doing G2 skin every single month. So maybe there are other ways to get skins for them. So yeah, maybe in events prices. But yeah, no, something else pretty cool. Not completely game changing, but something cool coming to the game. I'm hopeful again. We see these sort of patterns in there, and we're like, I see where you're going with that. But yeah, G2 combiners is pretty cool. Yeah. Grand time, bleh, more skins. Might as well give out medals, they're just as useless. Adam Lee's put his combat could just combine with him like in the cartoon to form Victory Saber and boost every or all his stats ability. Maybe. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it, if he did that? But yeah. Yeah, again, you never know, do you? You never know. Next up on the agenda, so something else coming to the game that has been made no secret, but I was talking to Dale about this this week, so I spoke some ideas. So let me know in the chat what you think, how it should work. So I've known this for a while, I'm honest with you, but I've been sworn to secrecy. But Dale is trying to produce a new Kremzeek, a Acid Kremzeek. Obviously, Acid is massive in the game right now. You see me sort of making videos on that healing cluster and how OP it is. So they're trying to work out ways to maybe not nerf that healing cluster, but make some more ways of dealing with it. And I'm fine with that. If they do that, it's fine. If they bring out some more acid bots and make them more relevant, like I said, bring out a 5-star skydive. Bring out a 5-star Leozak, not Leozak, Leozak. Again, I'm trying to learn these con names. And scatter shot, reduce the cost, make them a bit more powerful. You know, bring out some more acid bots. At the minute, there's very few acid bots, especially for the bots that work well. And I feel like they're forcing a meta with very few options. They need more options to get rid of that cluster. There's no point bringing out a powerful meta and no way to deal with it for people. And hopefully people can use some older bots maybe. I mean, 4-star Skydive's still pretty good, but there's some acid bots out there that are good, that are just awful. You know, that they need to improve. So, hoping that they'll bring out some more acid bots in the next 5-star batch, and this acid Kremzeek will help towards that. Obviously, will stack with fire, give you an extra 20%. So if you use Sunstreaker with this acid Kremzeek, you'll get an extra 20% damage to that one target from Sunstreaker. Now, the big question wasn't about the acid and fire. That works, 20% extra. That's standard in the game for pretty much everything apart from Tripredicus. Sorry, guys, just saying. But, you know, acid should do 20% with fire regardless. So I presume the acid Kremzeek will work like that anyway. But the question is, what happens when that defense is destroyed? Now, most of the Kremzeeks, they will jump to the next available building. But there's a bit of randomness in that. So if I've got that healing cluster, and generally what you'll find is, I mean generally, not always, you'll find the shield gem, you'll find Micronus, you'll find Alchemist, you'll find a healing build bot, you'll find a self-repair core, and probably Vector. That's the general thing. That's what I've got in my healing core, apart from the healing build bots. But you can see there, I've got Vector, I've got a Alchemist, I've got Micronus, and I've got a self-repair core. Sometimes it's spread out, but generally that's a sort of cluster you'll find with maybe one variant. But if I was to put that Kremzeek on the shield gem, and it gets destroyed, and it jumps to the Vector core, and gets a Vector on, how's that going to work? So it jumps to that one, and I destroy that. Is it going to jump again? Or is it going to go back to that same Vector core? That's going to be a bit confusing, really. And it just gives me a 20% extra, but it doesn't stop the healing, because there's no healing for Vector, really. There is some of the surrounding defenses, but not as much as self-repair. If I'm honest with you, once I destroy that, I'd like it to go to Micronus. That's the most powerful of the 4 there. But I have no way of guaranteeing it's going to jump there. There's no guarantee where it's going to go to. So I said to Dale, personally, I would like to put the acid Kremzeek down, and when that target's destroyed, it sort of throws acid out in an area for like 10 seconds. That's what I would like. Rather than it keep jumping. I get that if it keeps jumping, that time goes longer and longer and longer, but there's no guarantee where it's going to jump to. Is it going to jump to a build bot? Is it going to jump to an MDS? Is it going to jump to a different defense completely? You know, it's a bit random for me. I would like Kremzeek that works a bit different than the rest in terms of acid. I think that if it does that, you can put on the shield gen, you can destroy it, it puts acid in that area, and you can use something around fire over 10 seconds to get rid of that cluster. And I think that will help a lot to help with that cluster for people that haven't got these acid bots. So you're not forcing people into that meta in the short term. It's a cool addition to the game as well. I mean, how would you like it to work? Would you like it to jump like the Kremzeeks? Let me know. But I'm hoping that's how it's sort of it's made. I'm honest with you. And yeah, I mean, there's been a few ideas been thought around on how it can work. It can't be too OP. You know, people sort of stuff like, yeah, it should do acid damage over time. It's going to do a bit of damage like the rest of the Kremzeek. But, you know, nothing stupid. But then Dale said that, yeah, he's going to look at some more Kremzeeks as well. Introduce some more to the games from different varieties. So, have you got any ideas for some more Kremzeeks as well? Do we have a slowdown Kremzeek, you know, as well? And you might be saying, you know, oh, that doesn't sound good. And, you know, someone said like a Dazzle Strike Kremzeek as well, which reduces distance. And again, you might look at that and going, well, that's a bit like stun. And I thought that originally. But that's sort of leading on to my next subject. So, obviously, again, I talked to Dale quite a lot in private messages, things like that. I hit him up saying, you know, have you got any news from my stream maybe that I can share? He sometimes hit me up and go, listen, I thought of this. Any opinions? Sometimes my opinion on, yeah, it sounds pretty good. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not too sure on that. And sometimes I'm like, no, I won't be doing that. Not for 1 minute. You know, it happens. You know, that's my opinion. I'm sure I'm not the only person he hits up. I'm sure there's other players that are, you know, well respected in the community, high level players that he also hits up, maybe text as well. I know a couple of subjects where Dale spoke to me and spoke to text about. So I'm not saying for 1 minute that he just messages me, but you know, there's a few of us that he will message and sort of get our opinions on it because we're knowledgeable about the game. But he has said that he's made no secret about doing some war effects. Now, as soon as this hit, we're all like, no, listen, it's far too soon. People find the game hard. And he said, listen, this is not for now. This is for in the sort of future. And I was sort of saying that, you know, you need to be very careful with this. You know, and time it right. Not make it too OP. But he is trying something new that will hopefully come into the game in other aspects. Something that I've asked for a long time, and I'm hopeful that it does. And that is to have other elements mixed with each other, or other elements be more applicable. So I've said for a while that there's too much focus on acid in the game, and not acid, but more that healing cluster. But we need to make more other elements work better. So I've said about mixing electrical with slowdown maybe, or whatever else basically. So Dale sort of asked my opinion a bit on some things, some Prime League effects. And the Prime League effects were not emphasised on increasing damage. There'll be some aspects that increase something. But I've said for a while that, you know, and someone sort of said this in the chat as well, exactly what I said as well, that the problem is that when you go for an attack, you look at that healing cluster. How can you take that out? You look at Compitron, you look at Twin Twist, you look at the Billbots. I don't really care what cores you've got on the beam lasers or your mortars, where they're placed. I've got no worries about anything else on that map. Which says to me that those sort of prime, the Megatronus core and Micronus and things like that. But that says to me that these cores are so OP and the rest of the defenses are just meh. Really. So we need to sort of shift that balance somehow. Make them more powerful, maybe balance the prime cores better. But anyway, going back to what we're saying. I was saying that he's hoping to bring some elemental damage into the Prime League wars. So what I mean by that is hopefully, I'm saying hopefully because this is not set in stone, this is something we're talking about and something I've sort of talked about in my videos, is that for a saga or 4 weeks or 8 weeks, electrical damage will be buffed for that 4, 8 weeks, whatever. Then for the next 8 weeks, slowdown will be buffed for the next 4, 8 weeks or whatever. Then it'll be something else will be electrical with a slowdown, whatever else will be buffed for the next 8 weeks. So you can sort of go, okay, listen, I've got that bot that's pretty good, but it's getting a 20, 30, 40% damage increase. Wow, this guy's going to be amazing. You know what? I've got electrical is the new Prime League hard mode meta that's getting a buff. I'm going to run a team with Bumblebee, Sea Spray, Laser Optimus, Air Raid Ability 11. It's going to kill it. And it should. It should kill it. Then next month, you're like, oh, hang on a minute, this one's slow down. I'm going to use Top Spin. I'm going to use Streetwise because that slowdown gets an extra 20% slow maybe and just sort of stuns the whole area maybe. And sort of emphasises that. And I said to Dale that the only problem is, it needs to be a short period in my opinion. Because if you start making it 12 weeks, it looks like a cash grab. Because you're saying you need these slowdown bots, go and get them. Go and chase them and go and level them. Where it should be listen, for the next 4 weeks, you're not really going to have time to level that bot. But if you've got a bot that suits that, if you've got some electric bots in your arsenal, if you've got some slowdown bots, they're going to help you loads. And so, you know, the people with the more bots leveled, they're going to have an easier time, and that's kind of how it should be. Like it or not, guys, that is kind of how most games work. The more choices you have, the more you can shift the meta very quickly. They tend to be the better you are at the game. and I'm hoping that will make war a bit easier. Let's be honest. If you don't have any electrical bots saying electrical is the new meta, nothing's going to change for you. It's still the same difficulty. But that person that's got a Bumblebee, the games will get a bit easier for him for the next 4 weeks. That guy that's got a Twin Twist, the game's going to be easier in that slowdown meta for the next 4 weeks. You know, that ice meta or whatever it is, guys. Like I said, so I'm hoping this could make wars slightly maybe easier in some aspects for those that have, you know, leveled certain bots and put some time and effort in. And I'm really hopeful that, you know, it can improve the game in some way. And yeah, looking forward to balancing it. Looking forward to it coming. Looking forward to it being something new to consider and changing up the teams people using. Can get a bit of stale and people running the same sort of teams. So here's hoping, guys, and I'll keep you updated as more comes along. So yeah, looking forward to that. Cool. What's everyone sort of Charlie plays but finally a reason not to be depressed after pulling a creme from dispatch missions. I can't get, well, someone said that today and they've tested it and you can get cremes. But I have to say as well, if they are going to do this, they need to do like a Kremzik event. And I'm not saying an event where it's like 2 million and the top prize is an acid creme. I'm saying that let's do an event and put some more Kremzik. Remember when you used to do this? You used to have events and you used to be able to get cremes. When they first started brought them out, you used to get cremes in events. We need to do that more. We need to bring this acid creme out, put a few Kremziks in with the rewards. People can use them. I said put these cremes more in dispatch. Put them in free crystals. Excuse me. Put them in all these sort of things. Make them more available to people that want them, so they can use them. You know. So personally, I've been saving my dispatch crystals. So you can see here, I've actually used a few today to try and test this out. You can get cremes in dispatch. So yeah, you can get them in there. Got a few small ones, got a few of the medium ones. I have been saving those. Also been saving my combat chips. Do we think that combats will get ranks? I don't know, but I'm honest with you. There's not many combats that I want in the game right now. I'm pretty set. So I've always said, if you don't need it, save it. So I'm sort of saving for that. See really. Autobot Phil, they need to stop making us chase things to fix all the healing I have in the game. Agreed. They need to expand the things that negate healing. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Yeah, I said they should do that with fire. I totally agree with that 100%. But in the meantime, if we get something that can help with it, then I'm all for it. See, Jed Prime got a good point. Dalesid did bring this up. He said, can it be a random and it can target buildings that are healing? He said he could do that, but then my point is that, is it a bot with a healing core? Is it one with a healing core? Because Vector's still being healed by something else. Would you want it to jump to a build bot though, if that is healing? Maybe not. Maybe you do. I don't know. But yeah, it's something they can look at. Is that something you'd rather have? Jed Brown's put, is Dale's task Kremziks? No, Dale is just doing some basic programming to get him into that. To try and help the team alleviate something and try and make our lives a bit better. As a community manager, his job is to try and make sure that we're happy with things, and he's just trying to find some solutions. So fair play to the guy. He's trying to do something. Like I said, you can't be too mad at that, but we've got to give him the time to do that. He's making an effort to do it. So yeah. Volcanicus, no more skins or Kremziks. Oh, okay, well let's just deal with the healing. Chris Harmon, how about crems that turn their damage into healing for your bots? Yeah, but how would that work? Would it be enough? If it's a lot of healing, it's too OP. If it's not a lot of healing, it's not much. So yeah, heal Siphon Kremzik. So yeah, I'm sure it would work in some way. It's very very hard to balance. Some more ideas in here. So Kremzik like Aerial's ability that increases your damage over time. Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Siren Inferno's put could be cool to have the shield generator do a 10-second pulse in an area to provide a wider protection. Oh no, like it's hard enough as it is. Let's be honest, Siren Inferno. Jesus, like we don't want to make it too hard because we've already got like certain things we can put into primary hard mode. We have build bots or protected defenses around them, and that caused chaos. Honestly, it made it really, really difficult. We could bring that back in again, but we don't need to make it harder right now. There's far too many people struggling in the game. I was probably one of them 4 or 5 months ago. I've gone and leveled some bots to help me with that, to bring it back in line again. But I understand that not everyone can do that. We can't just look at it from our perspective, from a top player's perspective, and go, well, I can do that, everyone else should. We've got to give people a bit more time. People sadly haven't got the money and the time that we can invest to do that. Just get a bot from Oblivion back up to 66 in a few weeks, even in 1 week in some respects. So it's not really fair to really push that on people. We need more options really, and let's not make it too harder. We need a way to make the game slightly easier. I think there's an in-between area between what the game was at HU17. It was far too easy. I was fast forwarding, finishing with 40 ability points. That was my challenge. Finish with 40 ability points. It started to get harder towards the end, but the effects were getting stupid and just mounting up. It was like beam lasers do this, mortars do that, missile launchers do that, build bots do that, they heal more. It was just stupid the amount of things they were putting in to make the game harder. I think they've got the balance right with the prime core. I think they need balancing. Some need making better, some need making slightly less. I think the balance is right. It's the healing that's a problem, if I'm honest with you. I think everyone else is maybe within how it should be. It's that healing cluster, but people are always going to find clever ways to do these sort of things. But like I said, we need more ways to deal with that healing cluster. Once we've got that and it's available in the wider community, not just specific to certain bots, once we've got that, then I'm confident we can sort of move on and look at the difficulty, maybe increase it, keep it the same. I'm not saying for a minute I'm going to push for it to be like through the roof, but then we can sort of judge a bit more. But until we can heal with that cluster that you can see on the screen there, then I don't think we're going to do much really in terms of making it more difficult. Events need work. Yeah, well, we know that. Yeah, nothing new there. Charlie plays, I like chaos. So chaos, not chaos theory, but chaos in games where it's totally random, completely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence with that one. I don't know. A weekly burn. What do you mean by weekly burn, Jason Rowley? I don't know what you mean by that. Let me know. So I take a lot of my inspiration from Clash Royale. So Clash Royale, you will log in and then we'll go, listen, for the next 4 weeks, these bots are buffed. I would love that as well. I would love that. You know, let's have, you know, for the next 4 weeks, let's say, something on the edge. So some bots that are pretty good. So let's just say for the next 4 weeks, Hound does 20% more damage. So I would look at bots that I'm thinking about buffing, about Space Ape, and go, well, I'm not too sure how this is going to work. Let's give them a month for buff. If it's crazy overpowered, we can just put it to one side and go, listen, they're fine as they are. If it works, let's keep it. So I would say, right, for the next month, Hound does 20% more damage. Slash gets a 20% range increase. Double dealers, fire and acid stacks 20% more maybe. Swoop gets a cost reduction to 5 plus or 3 plus 2 or 4 plus 2. I don't know. You get the idea. I like the idea of that, of buffing certain bots for a short period, whether it's a, you know, a saga or whatever you want to call it. Then yeah, you know, put these things into primary hard mode and then see how it filters in. And if it works, put it into the rest of the game. I said this to Dale, that use primary hard mode as a testing ground for all these things. And it works, filter it into everywhere else, because we can cope with that. We can cope with these changes and be able to say, like, listen, I'm not using that bot anymore, I want to use this bot, and we have multiple, you know, bots we can use and probably have them leveled in some way. So, you know, we can sort of give feedback on that. So use it. Jed Prime, the new stuff sounds good. Yeah, I'm positive about these things. You know, they are addressing some stuff, but there's still some things they need to address. A big one for me is we see at the top level of the game that numbers are dwindling a bit. People are getting frustrated. We've said about his healing cluster for quite a while now. and it just feels like they're very slow on the uptake. I get things take time. I get they're slightly understaffed, a bit understaffed, but I just feel like something happens in the game, and then 6 to 9 months later they solve it. But by that time, people have left the game because they're annoyed. You know, they need to be quicker to react. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I'm not sure how they operate, but that's what they need to do. They need to react quicker, and also look at something and see what's going to happen before it happens. Let's be honest. Once I started putting my Cronus and Alchemist in, straight away I said, there's a lot of healing cores coming in here now. You know, you've got to think, man, there's a lot of healing coming in here now. We've already got healing build-bots. We've already got the self-repair cores that the MDS was already equipped with. That happened long before they brought these prime cores out. That could be a lot of healing. When we do this, how are we going to have a way to combat healing? And their idea was acid, which is fair enough. But then they didn't think, right, listen, there's not a lot of acid bots on the bot side. A few more cons. But what can we do to make that acid use better? Acid Creme Zeeks. Let's reduce the costs on bots. They should have done this back in January, December, and thought about these things on the front foot. Be proactive rather than reactive. Think about these things. And if I do A, what is going to happen? B is going to happen. Right, what are we going to do? C. You know. What else? Does Dale want to make endurance bots? No. So endurance bots are going to be Jess's job, I think, and then Yanis will sort of look that over. Dale's job will be to fix bugs and do some small changes. Dale is not a programmer or developer. He's just doing small changes and getting into it. I won't go into details, sort of explain to me how he does it. It's nothing massively technical, so it's something he can sort of do. So, you know, fair play to him. And Fabian has left the game. So Fabian is gone. So Jesse is taking over. I think he's sort of being overlooked by Yanis, helping him out. Yes, an anniversary event is coming up as well. Yeah, a lot of people getting annoyed about that. So, like, because they're going to 5-star battle. I mean, come on, guys. They're giving you a free 5-star. You can't be too mad at that. Everyone's like, give us a free combat as well. 10 years, I'm all for it. 10 years, I'm like, give us combat and a bot. But they give us a free 5-star, which is endgame material. It's random, but I don't think it's that bad. What did I say? There's a couple of things earlier that I mentioned I said we'll talk about later on. Let me know in the chat. I can't remember what it was. I'll talk about it. Why balance wars? Just make it even harder. Shield gen. Give it Vector. Outpost come back if it. Charlie plays. Playing primary hard mode at the top level, and you tell me you want to put Vector on the shield gen. Cyber Inferno, love the idea of certain elements being buffed per saga. This way people have the choice of bot that they may have already to help in wars. Yeah, you can run with your same team, or you can go, you know what, I'm going to try this bot in there and hopefully give you a bit of a thing. Jason Rowley's put cycle through acid, burn, freeze, slow, stun. Yeah, cycle through all them sort of things. I wouldn't do acid and fire because they already stack a bit. Maybe, I don't know, it's just an idea, but definitely electric and stun and freeze, definitely. Lord Avix just put, he just moved alliances. Let me know where you moved to. Did you follow me into Horde? And then last off, I'm gonna admit defeat. Warriors are freaking amazing. Now for years, gonna be years by now, surely. For years I've been saying warriors are absolute trash, especially Russian warriors. Who would want a Russian warrior? Who would want a Russian warrior that rushes ahead and gets your healers killed? That was always my take on them. I liked Rook, don't get me wrong, I liked Goldfire for quite a while, not now, but always liked Rook. For me, the best warrior in the game. But this guy has definitely been taken over. And definitely by this guy Pipes. I mean, wow. Just wow. I mean, Tech said to me, listen, you want this guy. He's amazing. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give him a go. Leveled him in zone 15 with a combiner, and this guy does not die. Literally. And Tech told me that. And I tried it, and I was like, oh yeah, he still died. And what I worked out was, It's simply because he has a shield and they had the force field disruptors on the base. So yeah, force field disruptors, kill pipes, and I'm all for that. I'm all for someone being really powerful, and I'm all for there being a counter for that. I've always said that should be a counter for everything in this game, and then you have a choice to use that bot or not, or to counter that counter in some way by killing the build. But that's obviously the counter. I'm not saying a counter in like someone in an area stops FFD from working. I don't like that. Take the build bot out. I've said that so many times. If a build bot is causing you a problem, take it out, and then point management comes into play. But this is how I've got my pipes set up. And honestly, this guy is stupidly good, guys. If you have a warrior, even a 4-star warrior, and you are sitting on it and you are struggling, go and level that warrior. Go and level it. It has so many uses. It is stupidly good, guys. I've not spoke this highly of a bot since Blaster, and I'm considering dropping Blaster for my team, and even going to get an Ironhide, if I'm honest with you. Ironhide and Pipes and Rook. 3 warriors, and out of them 3, Rook is the one I'm like, nah, I don't really need him that much. Absolutely crazy good, guys. I'm going to sort of try and show you this in a way. I mean, I've got some force field disruptors. I'll try and move them out of the way to give you an idea. And you know what? I normally do this and it doesn't work and I look stupid. But hopefully, let's get it go. So let's put pipes in there. This is not my war team, but I need to clear this out actually before I go into war with that team. It's most of my team, but hey, it's not. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. We've got pipes in there. We'll put SG Jetfire in there just so I can go hard mode battle. So, uses for pipes. You can pop outpulse with him. And because he's got that shield, again, he just does not die. So we'll put pipes in here. We'll rush him in. He's going to pop Twin Twist. Now, Twin Twist, don't forget, lasts for 20 seconds. We see that, look. Full health still. Shields up. I'm going to just rush him in there quick before that hack comes in. Hack hits him. Still full health. You've got his defenses all hitting him. You've got the cannons hitting him. You've got the beam laser hitting him. Look, he's lost a quarter of his health. And that's because he's got Twin Twist hitting him. He's got Comptron hitting him. He's got the beam laser hitting him. But because he's got Taraxon, he healed again. And look, again, look. He's still going. Again, look at the ability points. They're going up one at a time. 3+1. As an ability is crazy. And let's go again. I'm going to keep him alive again. Look, you got the beam laser still hitting him. You've got Comptron still hitting him. And he's still almost at full health. It is madness. I love this guy. I hated Warriors for so long. And you can tell I'm a voice that I'm like, wow, this guy is stupidly good. Oh, health going down. Let's use him again. And I started using him for so many things. Like I said, you can pop Comptron with him because he stays alive. You can pop Twin Twist with him because he stays alive. If your bots are taking damage, you know what? Use him in that path of that defense. He keeps them alive. You've got that healing cluster and no acid. Send pipes in because you know what? He'll put acid in that area and still stay alive. Honestly. Stupidly good, guys. And you know what? Yeah, you've got the acid. Yeah, you've got things like that. But there's some absolute gems of 4 stars that people are sitting on. And the top one of this, you might be very surprised about. Because I started looking into this. And when I realised this, I was like, no. That can't be right. Surely. A 4 star that is hugely OP. So looking at Rushing Warriors. So we've obviously got Ironhide. Very good. It's a bit more costly. It's 3+2. So a higher cost than Pipes. But he disables rather than acid. I don't think Ironhide is quite as good as Pipes. But still very, very good. Then started looking at like a Bulkhead. Bulkhead rushes in and does slow behind him. So if we're talking elemental damage, Bulkhead will work well into that because it causes a slow. 66%. So not only does he rush in, not only does he get that max health and damage absorption, but he also gets slow. So any defenses that he passes, pretty much doing a third of their damage. It's like a HQ 14 defense, pretty much. So Really, really good. 4 plus 2 though, so still a bit costly. So you think 4 plus 2 doesn't really bring it back into the meta. Sideswipe, again, 3 plus 2. So again, that damage absorption, that max health. Yeah, but then puts glass gas behind him. Now, if you're going to rush him ahead, because he's got that sort of shield, I've always said, I don't know why bots do that behind them. And I don't get why Pipes leaves acid behind him or Ironhide behind him. But I do understand why you would leave shattered glass behind you, so that your bots can catch up and do damage. So you've got Sideswipe, consider leveling him, guys. Crazy, crazy good combat. Ability 11, I think it does it in an area, rather than just the target where he goes behind him. But the bot that everyone's sleeping on, that I couldn't believe when I actually read it, is, drumroll, if you can find the bot. It's got to Warriors, that easy, eh? Jump Stream. I know what you're thinking, well, yeah, it's pretty much the same as Pipes without acid. I'd rather have Pipes. It's 4 plus 1, so yeah, it's kind of still costly. But the difference in Jump Stream is 90% max health and damage absorption, 8.4 seconds. But ability 11, 100% max health and damage absorption. Just let that sink in. 100% max health and damage absorption for 12 seconds. That is stupid. Stupidly OP. Jump Stream as a 5-star would be off the chart. So why are people sleeping on this 4-star? I'm not going to lie. I thought I might go for Ironhide. I might not. I might actually just level 4-star Jump Stream and try her in my team. And people are sometimes scared of going for 4-star bots. And yes, her health will be a bit lower than the 5-star version, but with 100% health and damage absorption. I mean, why is everyone not talking about this bot? I'm going to go in, guys. I'm going to go to test server. I've literally just found this out today, if I'm honest with you. I'm not even prepared for this, really. But I'm like, I've got to talk about this bot. I've got to. Because I'm going to go into test server. I'm going to try this. I'm going to come back next week and let you guys know, really, how good this bot really is. I mean, I'm being a bit presumptuous by saying that. But when I see 100% damage absorption and max health, it's just crazy. It's online with a 5-star Pipes in terms of that health boost they get. So I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to go into test server, try it out. I'll let you guys know. But if this works as I think it will work, this will be in my war team in front of Blaster. And I've loved Blaster. Blaster's been my staple in my team for so long. But Warriors got such a buff recently and are so good that I think this girl's going to be amazing. I really do. So if you use Jump Stream in Wars, let me know. How does she work? Is she good? Does she work for you? Is she as good as I think? Let me know, guys. If you've got a high level Jump Stream at ability 11, I doubt many people in the game have. Maybe I'll be the first. But yeah, crazy, crazy good. Putting ability 11 on a 4-star sounds mental. But if she works as I think she works, wow. So Staples put, yeah, Iron Pipes and Ironhide. Volcanicus has put 5-star, obviously, with SA11. Yeah, I know, Pipes, yeah. But like I said, Jump Stream, wow. MD Prime, I've always said Pipes underrated. Yeah. But yeah, now, Pipes before was alright until he got that buff, let's be honest. Volcanicus, someone pulled all that batch just to get Pipes. Well, me, pretty much. If I'm honest with you. So what? I mean... which batch? Yeah, so I actually pulled Red Alert and Slash first. I didn't want Pipes. I was like, nope, don't want Pipes no matter what. Went for Pipes, got Brainstorm, but yeah, I'll make use of him. Put him on War Team, was that good though. And then went back for Pipes. So pretty much cleared out the batch for Brainstorm and Pipes, really. So yeah. Andrew Stevenson. Jump Stream is also good. Yeah, you guess right. Yeah. I said it before. Andrew Stevenson's not got a mobility 11. But yeah, how does she work in wars? Is she good? I feel like she's going to be amazing. That 100% damage absorption. But that's for another day, guys, where I'm going to do a bit of a comparison between Ironhide. I'm going to do a comparison between Ironhide, Pipes, Jumpstream, and sort of compare these warriors and see how they go. But yeah, I do need to move back this bell, but don't forget. But yeah, that is the end of this week's stream. So again, big shout out to all my members, big shout out to all my Horde family, and thank you to everyone for joining in. Don't forget, guys, the next giveaway for my platinum members is the end of June. So if you want to be in with a shout of that gift card, then if you are a basic member, consider upgrading, or a gold member, consider upgrading to platinum to be in with a shout of getting that $30 Google gift card. So yeah, let me know if you want to become a member. If you're struggling, then hit me up on Discord or something, guys. I can go through it with you and maybe help you get on board. But I hope in today's stream you've learned a few things. Like I said, help with some skank raids to get those cells before this weekend's event. Obviously talked about Saber, Diffosaurus, new combat, G2 combiners, warriors, Prami, hard mode effects coming soon, Krem Zeeks. Like I said, loads of information gone through in today's stream, and the only way to keep up with all this information is to be subscribed. And if you do miss the stream, you can go and watch it, but if you want these small snippets all cut down for you, the best way is to become a member, and then you can go and watch all my new content as I cut it down and release it, and watch it as and when and before everyone else gets to it as well. But yeah, big thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week. Watch out for some videos coming this weekend as well. And peace out, guys.